Hello, everyone, and welcome into your Monday, March 1st edition of the CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line, brought to you by BetMGM. Place your parlays, props, and futures bets with the king of sportsbooks. Download the app today. And I want to start today's segment with a confession, an admission, because they have done it to me once more. The Denver Nuggets just continue to reel me right back in. Every time I want to give up on this team, they go and do what they did on Saturday night and get a 30-point win over the Thunder. I stayed away from that game because I wasn't sure what to expect from the Nuggets. But after seeing that performance, I am back on the Nuggets bandwagon. Here's a look at the lines tonight. The Nuggets in Chicago. This game opened with the Nuggets as 5.5-point favorites. It's now dropped to 4.5. Not unsurprising. We actually saw the line drop on Saturday, too, in that game against Oklahoma City. Started at 7.5, dropped to 6.5. Nuggets won by 30. This line started at 5.5, now down to 4.5. I'm taking the Nuggets. I'm a believer again until further notice, and if they lose tonight, then I'm absolutely jumping right back off the bandwagon. But I think the Nuggets have a good shot at winning tonight's game. It feels like they know that the All-Star break is coming. They know that people have been doubting them. They know that they need to start playing better basketball. And so it feels like with 3 games left before the All-Star break, this is a time where they feel like they can go out and really make a statement. I expect them to do that tonight. This is a Chicago team that's a lot of fun, right? Give them props for that. But when it comes to playing the best teams in the league, they are not very good. Chicago is 4-11 against teams that are 500 or better this season. So I like the Nuggets to cover the spread, especially since it has actually come down in our favor. The over-under tonight continues to come down as well. It opened around 230 and now it's down to 224.5. Both teams are top 10 in scoring. The Bulls are in the bottom 10 in terms of defense and points per game allowed. So I think I'm rolling with the over tonight. Consider this too, the over 22-11 in Nuggets games this season and 9-3 when the Nuggets are a road favorite. So the trends, at least those ones that I'm giving you, are pointing me to take the over tonight. A bunch of games on the schedule this evening, including in the NHL, the Avs visiting the Sharks. The money line in this one is steep for the Avalanche. Colorado minus 225 on the money line. So you got to lay $2.25 just to win $1. The puck line, however, at 1.5 is much more favorable. That one right at about plus 120 as we tape this. So if you think that the Avs are going to put on another performance like they did the other night, which I kind of think that they will, I actually think that the puck line here might be the better bet. The over-under in this one is currently at 6. It opened last night at 6.5, and I was sitting there looking at this, and I'm like, man, I would feel a lot better if this was at 6. And then when I woke up this morning, that's what it had gone down to. The Avs, of course, had a really, really strong performance, nice offensive outing in their last game on Saturday night. I think they could be in for another one tonight. San Jose is absolutely terrible. The Sharks give up a ton of goals. They give up the second most in the league at 3.89 goals per game. They've given up 5 goals a game in their last 4 outings. The Avs might hit the over by themselves. I like this one a lot considering it's 6. So if you bet it and it ends at 6, you don't have to get to 7. You have to get to 7 to win. But if it ends at 6, then you get your money back, a little bit of insurance there. I think the Avs could score 4 or 5 tonight. The Sharks maybe get 1 or 2. So I think that's that over at 6 is something that I like a lot. The other game tonight involving a local team is the CSU Rams taking on Air Force. This line has bounced all over the place today. It opened at like CSU minus 20. Then it was CSU minus 17.5. Right now it's CSU minus 18.5. I like it. I know that's a really big number, and I don't necessarily love laying big numbers, but I think CSU gets a big win tonight. They're coming off a really impressive performance over Air Force, in which they started really slow, right? It took them about 5.5 minutes before they actually scored a basket in that game against Air Force on Saturday, partly because of the COVID layoff. We know that teams have started slow after that layoff. They went on to win by 23. Air Force is not very good. CSU is looking to make a statement, especially with the NCAA tournament right around the corner. Depending upon who you look at, they're either in the tournament or on the bubble, but certainly leaning like they're in the tournament. They know they've got to play well in these final 3 regular season games before they get to the Mountain West tournament. That's why I actually like CSU to not only win, but to cover tonight. The over-under in this one is pretty interesting too. It's 133.5. That's actually about right where I feel like it should be, so I'm probably going to stay away from that. If I had to lean, I would probably lean over because I feel like CSU's offense is going to put up a lot of points tonight in Fort Collins. The other thing I would look at here is this first half spread. CSU is minus 10.5. I think the Rams come out and dominate from the get-go. They need these dominating performances to look really good on their resume heading into the NCAA tournament. So I would consider taking CSU minus 10.5 in the first half if you're looking for something to play there, and maybe you think that Air Force gets a backdoor cover tonight with that spread being really high. So again, there are your picks. You got Nuggets minus 4.5 at Chicago. Avs on the puck line if you're so interested. Remember, in their 2 games against San Jose earlier this year, they covered the puck line in both of those games, and CSU big favorites at home tonight. Hope you enjoy watching those games. We'll, of course, have coverage for you on CBS 4 at 5, 6, and 10. And as always, good luck.